Welcome to Damn Good Movie Memories with your host, Brian Davis. This podcast is the cure for your long commute and super boring workday. Hey there, it's Brian Davis, and for this week's episode, we're going to talk about famous movies that we have not seen for whatever reason. It might be just, I have no desire to see this movie, or it could be just, I haven't got around to seeing it. One of the common themes, I think, is a lot of these movies seem to be very long, and so, you're willing to try something if it's a, 90-minute movie. You're not willing to invest 3 hours into something that you have no idea if you're going to like it or not. So let's get into my list, and try not to hate me after this. All right, the first one is Avatar. I don't know why I missed this one. It just never seemed to be my cup of tea. Seemed interesting, but maybe it was the length. Maybe because I didn't see it in the theater, I just didn't care after that because I heard it was kind of like an IMAX type of experience. But no, I skipped it, and I probably will never see it. I've mentioned many times on this podcast, I have not seen one Harry Potter movie. I haven't read the books. It just, sorcery and mystical stuff is not really my cup of tea, so I just haven't decided to see Harry Potter. Now, lots of people love Harry Potter, and more power to you. Hasn't done anything for me. Along the same lines, I've never seen Lord of the Rings. I've never seen The Hobbit. I've never seen The Hunger Games, so none of this stuff interests me. Sorry, if you're tuning out right now, well, too bad. This is part of the podcast. Okay, so I've never seen Twilight. I think a lot of people haven't seen Twilight. I didn't read the books. Not gonna watch the movie. All right, along the same lines, I have never read 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades of shit. I don't care. I'm not gonna see the movies. If you want to watch porn, watch porn. Don't. What are you gonna need? What, you gonna kid yourself? You're gonna go see 50 Shades of Grey? Give me a break. All right, Fast and Furious. A lot of people like Fast and Furious. I've seen the first movie, so I'm kind of cheating. But after that, I'm like, really? You have to make 7 movies? Okay. All right, here's one. I don't know why I haven't seen it. It's got to be the length. I've never seen Gladiator. I don't know why. I should. It's not really my type of movie, but it's famous and it's kind of a historic piece. But I guess I should see that. Same thing with Braveheart. I think it's the length. That one's kind of scared me away. But I think down the road I'll eventually see Braveheart. The next ones just seem to pop up on various lists when I was kind of doing research. So I don't know if they're famous, but I haven't bothered to see them. Pan's Labyrinth. Didn't. Up, the animated movie, I haven't. Here's one I actually want to see, and for whatever reason, maybe it was just too much hype at the time, and I just sort of ignored it, and that's Brokeback Mountain. I just didn't go with it because it was getting all the hype, and there was other movies I wanted to see. Down the road, I will see it. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think this was probably too weird for me at the time, but this is another one I'll probably revisit. Here's one that surprised me, and I think it's purely based on length of movie, and that's The Green Mile. I haven't seen it, but I should. I just haven't decided to invest 3.5 hours. That's probably the reason. All right, the other ones are probably, I don't know if a lot of people have seen this, but these always appear on the best of lists, and that's Memento and V for Vendetta. So I guess I should probably see those two. And then 2 really old ones. Well, one really old one. I haven't seen a lot of silent films, but I've seen pretty much all the Charlie Chaplin movies and movies like that, and some of the horror movies, but I haven't seen The General from Buster Keaton. I should probably see that. And then Nashville from Robert Altman. I should probably go see. All right. I don't, considering I was going through AFI's top 100 movies of all time, I've seen most of them, and I'm pretty well versed when it comes to classic movies. So I do pretty well. I think I have enough credentials to have my own podcast. All right. I don't think Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings is cinematic genius, so just my opinion, folks. All right, let's see what everyone else has to say in this week's episode. Okay, so if I don't say it, she's going to get upset at me, and that is... I'm not. Super producer Lindley is back. Because
now you have sullied the...
Super
you said
producer?
when I'm in a good mood, I'll call you super producer. So
I'm always in a good mood.
That declared it was a I don't know.
Title?
Not a title, a mood or
that's right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a good point.
I don't have any feelings how you title me.
Well, I think we were on interview 30 at the time, so that's
exactly.
So you
have to come up with something to say.
That was delirious.
Yeah, there you go.
So for this week, this is actually a fun episode because we call ourselves movie buffs and movie experts, and so
I'm not a movie buff. Yeah.
People can get pretentious about what you've seen and what haven't seen. And so I've seen a lot of the old school, movies, but I haven't seen a lot of the maybe more recent famous movies.
Famous movies, yeah.
So this is fun to hear what the gang of movie buffs haven't seen. And so what you're going to start this off. So what are the movies?
What is the movie? I mean, what sticks out that I've never seen and I will never see is Schindler's List.
Okay.
Not because of a qualitative just because it's too depressing.
Right.
I can't sit through.
I
sat
Not even
through
once.
Showa. I sat through Showa, and I'm like, that's enough. I've seen Showa.
Which one's Showa? I haven't heard of it.
It's like a 17-hour documentary on the Holocaust. It's very, intense. I think 16. It might be 16 hours or 8 hours. It's some insane number of hours. And Schindler, I saw it right before or right around the time that Schindler's List came out.
93, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I've been to Schindler's Memorial at the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem. I feel like I've experienced it. I get it. I mean, I'm sure it's great, but I just can't. But there's a lot of references to it.
Oh, sure.
And but I don't think I'll ever watch it.
Okay. I had it on my one and done, so I'll never rewatch it.
You would never rewatch it because it's depressing, or why? Just long and depressing.
It's depressing. Or? It's definitely and it's long. It just it has to be like The Godfather for me to sit through.
Oh, I don't mind watching The Godfather.
No, but it has to be like that type of movie where it doesn't feel like 3 hours.
I see. Yeah.
I can watch Casino. I can watch Godfather. Goodfellas.
Got it. Yeah.
But with the Holocaust, no, not so much. So. I don't want to see a 3.5 hour movie. I'm not even sure I would do an hour.
By choice. Yeah, exactly.
But stuff I would say it's worth seeing, but
it's worth seeing.
It
is. I agree.
The acting's amazing.
Seeing.
Yeah.
I should see it, but I will never see it.
You'll never see it, and that's what this podcast is all about, this episode.
I think they even aired it commercial free on TV. Do you remember that?
I know.
A million years ago, before Hulu and Netflix and all that, it was some big deal because they were going to air it on, network TV like NBC or something, and I was like, nope, I'm still not going to watch it.
It took me a while to watch it though, because
I would not watch it in the theater.
No, well, I was in high school at the time, so I was like, no, I want to watch an Adam Sandler movie like that. Definitely piqued my interest more. Yeah.
I on a date too.
No, Schindler's List. I had a date at 7. That was almost as traumatic. So. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Schindler's List, definitely not going to see. What are your other ones that you haven't seen?
The other one I've never seen, which I will never see, is Braveheart. We talked about that.
Yeah, that's on my list. Yeah.
That's a piece of shit. I will never watch Mel Gibson. I just don't care about watching.
Did you see Passion of the Christ?
No, I would never watch that either. And I don't even feel like that's something I should see.
No.
I feel like I should see Braveheart. These are just movies. Yeah.
I just thought of Mel Gibson. So, yeah.
I don't think I've seen any Mel Gibson since.
Lethal Weapon?
I definitely saw Lethal Weapon. What has he done since then? I'm trying to
think
of
what was it? Something Ridge? Was it Hacksaw Ridge?
Never saw that.
That just came out. He's kind of had a resurgence after his interesting time.
After his public humiliation?
Meltdown, that's.
But I was never a Mel Gibson fan before his public meltdown. I don't feel.
So you didn't like Mad Max or stuff?
No,
like that?
I've never seen Mad Max.
Oh, we're getting all sorts of.
I've not even seen the new Mad Max, though I would watch the new Mad Max.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen it.
Okay, so this is all good. See, all this is coming out.
Mad Max, I don't really feel any need to see Mad Max.
I said famous movies, but that was just to get the ball rolling, because eventually things will start pouring out.
I'm thinking of classic movies just to feel bad about not seeing Citizen Kane or something, which I've seen Citizen Kane. I mean, things that have
but you only once,
references. Right? I'm pretty sure I've only seen it once. Yeah.
There's one that
we deliberately rented it to see it, and it's okay.
If you're interested in film, everyone tells you have to see Citizen Kane. You have to see all the crazy directors like Fellini and.
Well, that's what I haven't seen is all the Fellini.
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen Breathless.
Yeah.
Which is Godard, and I carry around Jean Steenberg's picture for years for her haircut. I love her style and her haircut, and I love the look of that movie, and I've seen clips of it, but I've never watched it.
The only Gene Seberg movie I think I've seen is Airport.
She's in airport?
Yeah, she's in the very first airport. Everyone's in airport. I think she's
in it for long? I would think she'd be dead by the time airport came out.
No, it came out in like 69, 68.
Airport?
Yeah, the original airport.
The original airport.
Yeah, and then they started to do like Airport 74 and Airport.
I'm thinking of Airplane.
No, so that's what it's based on.
I'm sorry.
Airplane is a spoof of Airport.
Isn't she dead by the time that came out? But I don't know what year she died, but she died young.
Yeah.
But
there's a good podcast about her and Jane Fonda. Yeah.
It, yeah.
But yeah, Airport.
Yeah. So those movies I've not seen. Truffaut, Fellini.
Ingmar Bergman.
Maybe I've seen some of his movies. I'm not sure.
That's why I was glad when I took a film class. I didn't have a pretentious teacher that told me to see those movies. Yeah. It was more like, okay, watch Casablanca, watch Psycho, watch Bonnie and Clyde, Chinatown.
Yeah. I've never seen Chinatown.
Really? Oh, well, okay, I get it because of Polanski, but
no, I would. I've watched Polanski.
Chinatown, I think you'd enjoy because Jack at his early peak and.
Is that after pre-rape allegations? Pre-fleeing the country?
Polanski's pre-74.
And he left in 76 or something?
78, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So like Rosemary's Baby, Chinatown.
Rosemary's Baby, yeah. Of course. Mm-hmm. That's going to be, I'm sure he's a fine director, but yeah.
No, he is. Well, it's like Woody Allen.
I think Woody Allen had a couple of good movies and has been downhill for many years. Has just keep doing the same trope.
Yeah, I don't really like anything past
young
70s,
woman. And then did you read all the crazy, some dude went through I think either for the New York Times or the Post, just a journalist.
Yeah.
Went to some library. I think it's NYU, some library. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize to your podcast listeners out there. Some library has all of his archives of all of his writing. Like he donated at some point.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Probably prior to the Dylan Farrow post-Sunni. I'm not even sure. But he said it's complete pedophilia. It's like he's a total pedophile. Like he just talks about, he said he even scratches out, like he'll write like, the age is like 15. Oh no, it's a 17-year-old girl. And then he'll write, you know what I mean? It's like everything is about a neurotic older man who is in love with
someone underage
neighbor in his apartment or something. Like every story is the same fucking story. And it's like, well, that's all his movies are all the same shit. So yeah, I'm so done with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, well, sorry.
So you're done with Woody Allen. You're done.
I am. Did you hear that Judd Apatow recently where he said, which has always been my feeling about Woody Allen.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, well, Dylan Farrow, you don't, okay, sure. I believe Dylan Farrow, but I don't know. You don't know. There's no concrete evidence. But Soon Yi is in our face. Yeah. It's documented. He married his stepdaughter and took naked pictures of her. Like, it's there. I don't think it's like, that's there. So that's enough evidence to... he's a piece of shit anyway.
No, he is.
Judd Apatow said this whole thing about how these were like refugees and children with disabilities. These are children of trauma, and you come in and you like take this girl from her family and disrupt the whole family. Like you're just a piece of shit before, like whether or not you believe Dylan Farrow.
Yeah,
and I totally believe Dylan Farrow.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, he's just a piece of shit.
Well, it's amazing. To me, it's mind-boggling what Hollywood accepts and what they don't accept.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like Polanski and Bill Cosby and obviously Woody Allen and all the other stuff that's going on, that's,
all the other crazy
stuff
that's coming out.
But it's I don't know why certain people get a pass and others don't.
Yeah. So. Sorry, this was a tangent.
No, this is all good.
Reason.
So what other movies have you not seen?
I'm sure there's so many popular movies that I've just never seen. Yeah. And I don't know that I can. I have a very low tolerance these days for watching things that come out. Like I really don't watch new movies.
So for classics, like what are the classics that
I haven't seen? Lawrence of Arabia I've never seen.
Okay, yeah.
That's one of the classics I've
I think
the
common theme here is like length. Like if a movie you're not willing to invest 3 hours.
I have watched Gone with the Wind, but I don't think I've watched it closely and I don't like it.
Yeah, I once and that was it.
Yeah, I've watched it on the TV. Again, it airs during the TV 20 or Channel 44 when I was a kid, and it would just be on, but I don't think I watched it closely.
It's a full day event when it's commercials involved.
Yeah, it's such crap. So
yeah.
I mean, I just personally don't like Gone with the Wind. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't think of anything else that would be like, what is this like?
How about Birth of a Nation, if we want to go controversial? I did it just because I bought a book of classic movies you need to see, and I watched
Metropolis.
Yeah, Metropolis is better than Birth of a Nation.
Hopefully, but it wasn't. I mean, I still got bored in Metropolis.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, it's silent.
It's like cool Art Deco,
Yeah. The only silent films I really like is like Charlie Chaplin, maybe Buster Keaton, but yeah, it's got to be funny.
I've seen very many of those.
Nosferatu is great. Because he's creepy.
I've seen Nosferatu. Yeah. I don't even know if I've seen it beginning to end, but I've definitely, watched it.
Trying to think of other.
Watch the scary.
The original Phantom of the Opera, silent ones.
Haven't seen that one.
Yeah. Lon Chaney Sr. Yes.
What is it?
Lon Chaney Sr. played.
Oh, okay. I don't know
the original Phantom. Yeah. Those are all good.
You need someone to say they haven't seen Wizard of Oz ever or something.
Well, I'm going to see if Samantha says it, but Samantha hasn't seen the Blues Brothers, so.
Yeah, that's more. I mean, I could see that for someone her age not to have seen the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it's definitely age.
But I hadn't seen Casablanca until a few years ago.
Until recently, yeah.
Yeah, so it was very recent. I hadn't seen it. I mean, I hadn't watched it beginning to
end. What was
end.
the reason you waited so long? Because I
just hadn't watched it beginning to end. I don't really love Humphrey Bogart. I'm sorry. I'm not attracted to Humphrey Bogart movies in any way, or Humphrey Bogart. Yeah.
See, I went through a whole phase where I watched all of his movies, even the bad ones. So.
Yeah, I know. People really love Humphrey Bogart, but I don't feel that way about him. Give me a Cary Grant any day. I'll watch
sure.
Cary Grant.
Okay, well, Cary Grant.
Rock Hudson.
Cary Grant was the best all-around, one of the best all-around actors, where he could play suave, he could play funny, he could play serious, he could do it all.
He's so good.
Yeah,
he's really good. I mean, especially he's much better in black and white, not in color. His
he was getting old.
He was getting older in that fake tan.
Yeah,
when we watched.
I'm not sure how
North by Northwest. On the big screen.
Yeah.
It was like, that's a whole lot of orange tan he's got going on.
Well, he used to be out in the sun a lot. Like you'd see him swimming.
Yeah, but this is definitely makeup. It's splotchy on the big screen. And
it's bad.
Maybe it's higher
HD.
definition. I don't know. But it looked bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not fair to the old movies that are now in high definition.
I know. Yeah,
they weren't
especially that scene that's like so fake when they're going down Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
They're clearly on a stage. I mean, I know they did film parts of it there, but
well, Cary Grant would have been if he was younger, he would have been the ideal James Bond because he was suave, but also good.
Yeah, how old was he? Did they choose? Were they going to choose him?
I think they offered it to him, and he didn't want to get bogged down by a series at that point in his life because it would have been. I mean, he was probably in his late 50s by then, so Connery was definitely a better.
I think he was older than late 50s.
He might have been in his 60s.
Wasn't he in his late 50s when North by Northwest came out?
Well, it's 59, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When did the first James Bond come
60.
out? Oh, 1960?
Yeah, Dr. No.
Oh, I would have guessed late 60s.
Maybe it's 62. I think
That's still early.
Yeah. So.
I would have guessed late 60s, yeah.
And he was in one of his last movies, was Charade, and by then he was, him and Audrey Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn's at least 40 years younger than him.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the person playing his mother in North by Northwest was basically like
his same age. Yeah, when I talk about sexist Hollywood, there's the
exactly.
You're getting too old.
It's the same with Dustin Hoffman and Anne Bancroft in The Graduate.
Oh yeah,
he's
that's true.
I think he's even older than her or something. I mean, he's within a couple of years of her age, and they're
and how old was Catherine Ross? She was probably in her early 20s.
Yeah. I mean, I think he was like 30, and Anne Bancroft was like 32.
Oh, really?
But she was playing,
Poor Anne Bancroft.
So
go for the miracle worker.
Don't quote me on that, but look it up. But I think that's a funny story.
Yeah,
where it's it was all smoke and mirrors that he was young.
And now all this stuff's coming out of Dustin Hoffman too.
Yep, he's on my shit list too.
I know.
Though I'll still watch The Graduate. But
would you watch Rain Man?
I didn't really like Rain Man.
Really? Yeah.
God, it's so boring.
Do you like Tom Cruise?
I don't like any Tom Cruise. I cannot take Tom Cruise in anything except for maybe The Outsiders. He barely has any lines.
That's true, and before he had dental work.
I don't think I've seen a lot of Tom Cruise movies.
Well, you've seen Top Gun.
I've seen Top Gun. I've seen
Risky Business. All the Right Moves?
I've seen probably all of his... No, what's All the Right Moves?
He's a high school
movie?
No, that's Cocktail.
No, I haven't seen Cocktail, and I haven't seen...
He's a high school football player.
Nope.
Jerry Maguire?
Nope.
Really? Any of the Mission Impossible
Jerry
movies?
Maguire is the one with Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yes, Show Me the Money.
Kid.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Renee Zellweger.
Nope. Never saw it.
I'm trying to think of other time. Oh yeah, you.
I've seen The Minority Report.
Yeah,
I've seen Vanilla Sky.
All the Mission Impossibles are good,
ones.
except for the second one.
I've seen one Mission Impossible. I think the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's like Fast and Furious. I've seen one of those and nothing else.
I have not even seen any of those. Not even one.
That doesn't bother me.
Not even a one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shouldn't bother you that I haven't seen Fast and Furious.
Not at all. We'll leave it on that note. You hate Tom Cruise. You hate.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's not likable, but he's not a draw for me.
Okay. Well, okay, so who is your main draw? Like, who's a person you'll go see no matter what? Or a director you'll see no matter what?
Oh, well, I'll see Wes Anderson, probably no matter what.
Okay.
But I really love his early movies. I don't know if I love all of his last movies. I love Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Bottle Rocket's pretty good.
And then what actor will you still see no matter what? Actor, actress, yeah.
That I'll see in anything? A lot of actresses, probably more than actors, but I don't know because I
like Julia Delpy?
Julia Delpy. Oh, yeah, I love her.
You'll see her in...
I don't know if I would see her in anything, but I really like
her.
Okay. I would see any movie she makes, for sure.
Yeah.
Any movie she directs and stars in, or any movie she directs, I would definitely see it. All right.
See, I was always like, I'll see whatever Stallone does, see whatever Clint Eastwood does.
No, I don't know that I feel that way. I mean, I'll probably see anything that... I don't know. Will Ferrell does, though I can't even say that's true because I don't think I've seen anything that Will Ferrell's done recently.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
I have never seen Anchorman.
Really? That's interesting.
I know.
I think you'd like that. Yeah.
I don't know. I've watched clips of it and I just was like, it's not my style of humor.
Well, you like Superbad and stuff like that.
I like Superbad is really funny.
And you like Apatow movies.
Oh, God. I even was like, I was trying to tell my son I was like, oh, yeah, you'll like this. It's so funny. Superbad. And then I don't know if I think I started to watch it just the beginning, and I was like, oh my God.
It's pretty vulgar, yeah.
This raunchy.
Yeah.
It's like so raunchy.
Well, it used to be like 80s comedies were raunchy, but still kind of not as, I guess, vulgar, at least the language. Like, and I'm not prude. Like, I grew up with this stuff, but
yeah.
Like every movie, I just saw Fist Fight with Ice Cube, and
I haven't seen that. It's really vulgar.
Yeah, it's like every word is fuck, and it's like that doesn't bother me.
See, fuck doesn't bother. Yeah, the F word doesn't bother
me. But
me.
it's like lazy writing. Like they're all improv, and it's a remake of remember 3 O'Clock High.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a remake of that, but it's the teachers getting into a fight, and so Ice Cube is like the bully, and then I don't know what the guy's name is, but he's famous. But I was just watching this like every other word, like develop get a better writer, but right. But
that's funny.
Yeah, and it's just like any gross out comedy now is James Franco and Seth Rogen. Is it's you go from Steve Martin and John Candy to that.
Seth Rogen, anything they come out with, I liked a lot of the stuff they did.
I just think the acting was so much better I don't know. Now it just like a movie that would have been like Planes, Trains, and Automobiles would be now James Franco and Seth Rogen.
Well, not now.
Well, yeah, but those type of actors, yeah, and that just isn't the same. Like you can't compare Steve Martin to like Seth Rogen or John Candy to.
Seth Rogen's pretty funny though. I do like Seth Rogen. I don't know. I find him charming.
So
I like Seth Rogen.
If you had to choose between John,
Candy, I would watch Andy Samberg in anything.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Would you?
He's my current Cary Grant.
Andy Samberg? Wait, I thought it was Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh no, in the 90s, not currently. Vincent D'Onofrio.
Oh, poor Vince.
No, I mean he's fine. He's not in any movies. He doesn't do movies, does he? Oh, he was in Jurassic World.
Yeah, he was. He was the bad
guy in Jurassic World.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is like the new go-to actor.
Chris Pratt is funny.
I like Chris Pratt.
Yeah, he's fine.
But I would never go to a movie just because he's in it.
Because he's in it. Yeah. No. I think, my husband and son went and saw the Jennifer Lawrence Chris Pratt movie.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my God, it was such a chick. He was just like, it was just like a romance from the beginning. It was so wrong of the two of us to go see this movie. Like, it was fine, but they were just like.
You've been better off seeing Lego Batman.
By himself.
Which was actually very good. On that note, thank you, Lindley. Okay, we're back with Enrica. Welcome back.
Thank you.
And she's very excited.
Very excited.
To be on the podcast.
Very excited to be on the podcast.
So soon, as we're recording this, it'll probably be a couple weeks. Your Dirty Dancing soundtrack review will already be up. So that's pretty awesome.
Exciting.
Yes.
I can't wait to re-listen to that.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be editing it too.
Cool.
I'm splicing
Sorry
the music.
if I'm so annoying.
No, it has nothing to do with cutting off you. It has to do with splicing all the music. So that's the fun part.
Sure. Yeah.
So for this week, though, we're going to talk about famous movies that you have never bothered to see and or would never want to see anyway.
Sure.
So what did you come up with?
Well, there's a lot of really good movies out there that I would definitely want to see. Mm-hmm. So I had to go to the IMDb top rated movies to find okay, which ones on here do I not want to see that I haven't seen? Turns out I haven't seen many of them. Mm-hmm. And turns out I don't want to see that many of them.
I'm almost getting that way with superhero movies now.
Yeah.
There's too many of them.
And they're trying really hard to make them original.
Yeah.
I do think that even the superhero, like with Wonder Woman, they're really like waking up and trying to like make it for a bigger audience because people are sick of seeing the same thing.
That's right.
Sick of the same people getting portrayed over and over.
That's right. Yeah.
I realized when I went to the top films that this is the top films of up until like the past 10 years or whatever, and there's not been many changes in media until like the past 5 years even. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really gunning to see them.
Okay.
I'm sure they're great movies. Obviously, like they're going to be beautifully made and well acted. Yeah. And, like you want to celebrate them for those reasons, but the story I feel like is tired.
Sure.
So
some of these, especially the old films, you have to really take them with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Like at the time, they might have been kind of groundbreaking or kind of neat, but then you look back, you look now through jaded eyes because you've seen it done over and over again.
Right, so, and there's a lot that like Rashomon, the Japanese movie, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Yep.
I'd never seen, and my husband's Japanese and a huge Kurosawa fan, and we watched the movie together, and like it is so dated just in terms of like how they portray women, and the violence against women is just so normalized.
Sure.
But it's such an incredible story.
Yeah.
And exploration of the human psyche.
And how it's filmed.
So beautifully shot and artistically created. You can't you have to appreciate, like you said, like for what it is. So,
yeah.
And I do feel like, as a woman, it is my place to say that these movies are not things I would be interested in seeing.
As you personally, this is totally fine. I mean, everyone has their own opinion about things. And so we have diverse opinions on this podcast about things, which is good.
Yeah. But, I mean, these are going to be, like, from your point of view, from any, like, white guy's point of view, great movies, just because they get...
Well, we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
Don't assume
Scarface.
See, okay, so this is actually one I don't really like. I like the original Scarface way better than the Al Pacino version.
Okay. Godfather.
Oh, yeah, I absolutely adore The Godfather.
Fight Club.
No, not so much.
You didn't like Fight Club?
I didn't adore it. I enjoyed it once. I've seen it once.
Blade Runner.
I hate Blade Runner.
You do?
I do. I couldn't even finish it.
Oh,
see?
Wow.
So this was a perfect experiment into what you assumed would offend me and that I would have loved. But
I don't think it was about offense. I think that you probably don't like these for reasons of...
I can go right through them and
artistic reasons.
Sure,
most likely. Not because, it's just another story about like a violent white guy.
No. Well, The Godfather is a classic, so I think... I'm not going to generalize, but a lot of people love The Godfather. It goes
absolutely.
Male, female, and race and all
Yeah,
that.
totally.
Blade Runner, I'm not a huge sci-fi guy, and I just didn't understand the movie.
I love sci-fi.
See, there you go. So what was the other ones?
Scarface.
So Scarface. Okay, so I'm supposed to like Scarface because I like gangster movies. I just thought.
Why do you like gangster movies?
Well, usually they're pretty well done. I kind of like.
What does that mean?
That's a good point. I kind of like the story, the old feel, like if it's a certain time and place, like if it's in the 20s and 30s. Yeah, I like period pieces. I don't necessarily like the violence of it all. I mean, that's kind of disgusting in a way. But usually there's interesting stories behind it. I kind of like the crime angle of it. So it becomes like a detective police story.
Sure. I just think it's so interesting because it focuses on like the crime, like it being kind of accepted and okay.
Sure. No,
for there to be like this gang of like outlaws. You know what I mean? The outlaw thing really is interesting to me.
That goes back to Westerns, though.
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
And I think it resonates through pretty much it's very interesting that culturally that's the story that's 9 out of the top 10 on IMDb.
Yeah.
That's the story. And it's because we don't allow, or not necessarily allow, the culture doesn't really make a space for people of color, for women, to be the heroes in stories, to be the outlaws.
I think there definitely, like, Blazing Saddles is a perfect example of a movie that couldn't get made today, but actually is a good example of where the quote-unquote outlaw and the hero is black. And there's total racism, even though it's funny, because he's always the one winking at the camera. Like, he knows he's smarter than the rest of the idiots there that are being racist. And it was written partly by Richard Pryor as well. So far, besides The Godfather, I haven't liked any of these movies.
I think that's so funny. Yeah, that is good. That makes me feel a little better. But I was interested about, like, the reasons why you didn't like them.
Yeah.
Which are mostly, like, artistic. You don't really like sci-fi as a genre.
Yeah.
Totally understand that, because it can be confusing and ridiculous. What was the other one? Scarface.
Scarface. I like the original Scarface with Paul Muni. I thought the Al Pacino, which is the most famous, which is too over the top. One. It's too long. Like, I hate really long movies.
Okay.
I love Pacino. Like, I like him, but it was too much. Michelle Pfeiffer is good in it, but she doesn't really get a chance to do it. If you want to talk about, sexist and the way she's portrayed in that, she's just basically he's using her for his own pleasure.
That's most women in all of these movies. I mean, there's very few that are actually not. I put Django there because that was.
I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I would love to see it, but again, too fucking long.
Like, it's Tarantino.
So long.
Yeah,
I just can't. But
and Fight Club was one I should like on the surface.
Right.
I like that it was different. It is a different type of movie. But no, it didn't do much for me. Maybe it's the headspace I was in. I was like, okay, I saw it. Everyone's talking about it. I'll move on. I'll watch an Adam Sandler movie.
Mentions it regularly, and every time I'm like, I haven't seen Fight Club. He's like, you need to see Fight Club. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't need to see anything.
I think that's another thing. So you get to a point where if people are telling you have to see it, sometimes it works both ways. You can say, I'm not going to see it because you're telling me this.
Yeah.
So were there any other movies like that were, there was that you just won't see, or you just haven't seen? That is super
I said Scarface, Godfather, Fight Club, Django, which I actually do want to see, but every time I sit down to see it, I'm like, this is too fleeping long. Like, it's just too long. So movies that are too long, I just can't see. And then I have Blade Runner, which I want to see, but it doesn't.
You didn't see the new one yet,
especially now that you said you didn't like it, and you have such an intimate knowledge of film. Like, I'm not.
I'm not the right person for Blade Runner though. So my mom kind of liked it, and my mom loves sci-fi.
Okay, so. It's just like a warm, not like a lukewarm kind of liked it.
No, she didn't like it. Like, she loves X-Files. She loves stuff like
X-Files.
She liked like Alien and stuff like Star Trek.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
Me too.
Yeah. So I think because you like sci-fi, it's worth checking out. I'm not saying you're going to like it.
Yeah, that's why it's on the list. It's like one of those things, I feel like at a certain point, if you've been wanting to see it and you're still not seeing it, you're probably never going to see it.
This isn't one that you're immediately turned off, like, I'm just not going to see it.
I see.
That's not one of those for you.
It's not one of those.
Yeah. I was excited to see, when I finally hungry, to see it. So I enjoy Harrison Ford and I enjoy the movies he was in, but I get to the point where I was starting to get bored, and then I kept losing the story, and then I'm like, then you started looking at your phone, and I was like, okay, I can't.
Yeah. That's not a good sign.
No. So
I have Gone with the Wind, which I feel like I should see, but I never got around to it.
I did it once.
You did?
Yeah, it's almost 4 hours long.
So, again, I think that the theme here is length.
Well, you're willing to put in 90 minutes. But 3 hours, you better buckle in.
4 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I couldn't.
And I saw it at a theater, so I was stuck there. And then
did they have an intermission?
They did.
See, that's like the classic experience. So
Yeah.
it's cool that you had that experience.
But I never need to see it again.
Yeah, so it's like going to the opera.
Yeah, it is exactly. I've done it once. I'm done.
Oh man.
So
maybe I'll never see it then.
This is a very good list because these are all ones I think a lot of people would tend to agree with.
Yeah.
With the exception of The Godfather. So.
Yeah, and I've been told by so many people I should see it, despite my, feelings about the mafia.
Sure. And that's totally personal to you, too, yeah.
I recognize it as personal because I know that objectively it's been hailed as this great film.
Mm-hmm. Just the acting alone.
I know.
Forget the subject matter.
Exactly. I think I need to just be... And the way it's shot is apparently
and the musical score and
amazing. Yeah. I just need to be in the right headspace where I've stayed away from the news all day.
Yes.
And things are, I'm not so emotional from the world.
And that factors in. Malin and I talked about this. The headspace you go in watching a movie makes a difference.
Yeah, and I need to just be in a forgiving place.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard for me to sit down and watch a movie about gangsters and not be like.
Yeah.
when I was scrolling through like the list, there was a few like Schindler's List. They used to show it in our auditorium in my high school every year on Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Yeah.
And I always was like, I can't. It's too gross. But I feel like I should see it.
It was a one and done for me, and part of it was length. It's
so
a long movie.
Do you have any recommendations for good movies that I would normally be like, ugh, just another story about a white dude? It's like a good story that I should like. That I would probably enjoy just because it's fun.
The original Bad News Bears. Have you seen that?
No, I gotta write all these down.
So here's another very un-PC movie. I mean, your main manager's a drunk, but your star pitcher on the team is female. It's Tatum O'Neal.
Cool.
But yeah, there's language in there that's not. I mean, you're having kids saying despicable things, but that's
cool.
But that doesn't take away from the enjoyment of the movie because
yeah.
I hate to break it, this is how people are. I mean, this is how people still are. And you have people saying stupid things.
I like that. I'm fine with people saying stupid things as long as, like...
They're not glorified.
You have, like, an artistic responsibility to show that it's stupid.
Exactly.
To show that, like, this is an offensive...
The other one, 9 to 5.
Okay.
So, if you want the ultimate but hilarious feminist point of view, so you have Lily Tomlin,
Lovely Tomlin.
Dolly Parton,
Parton.
and Jane Fonda, as 3 women who are working in a business, and they're all harassed by their very sexist boss, and they all conspire to get him. But it's done in a hilarious way.
That's cool.
But it is the ultimate feminist movie.
When was this from?
1980.
Wow.
But seriously, I mean, Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda were kind of groundbreakers, and so they knew what they were getting into. You have your Dolly Parton that kind of plays your stereotypical, kind of ditzy blonde, but she fits perfectly in the group. Because you have your sassy Lily Tomlin and your very kind of meek, her character, Jane Fonda.
Lots of different
But she helped
stereotypes.
write the film, so yeah. So definitely see 95
Cool.
as well. You can check out those. I'm not telling you to check them out. If those are my recommendations, but
you would
enjoy
never
them.
tell me.
No, of course not.
You would never tell anybody.
The only thing I would tell you to do is listen to the podcast. You're on it. But other than that,
that's just not who you are.
No.
You're not the kind of person to be like, you have to
do
it.
No.
I can't imagine.
Because honestly, I hate it when people do it to me. So it's kind of easy.
Because you're a good person.
Well, thank you,
Enrica. Imagine.
On that note, I think we should end. Thank you, Enrica.
I have so many feelings.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh my god.
She needs no introduction. No, she needs no introduction. You know from the laugh, it's Danielle. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
now
you're quiet. Yeah. All right, so this week, this is kind of a fun one because these are movies where, for whatever reason, they're famous movies, you just haven't bothered to watch yet. Mm-hmm. Now, it could be you actually do want to watch it and you just haven't gotten around to it, or you just have no interest in ever watching this movie for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. You have a pretty extensive list, so
I do.
Let's jump right into it.
Okay. So first one, it is, and I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
Chicago.
Okay, that's fair. You don't like musicals?
I do.
You do like musicals?
I do.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't.
So what about this? Do you not like the actors and actresses?
I like the actors.
So what? Okay, then I want to know.
Richard Gere, it's so. He's always like the same person.
Fair.
No matter what he does, he has the same face.
He does.
Catherine
technically everyone has the same face.
No, people change. There's some good actors that they change completely.
Sure.
But Catherine Zeta-Jones, right? Yep. She's good. I like her.
She's good. And Renee Zellweger, right?
Oh, she's great. Okay. I like it.
Then why not see
Bridget
it?
Jones there.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I couldn't see them.
You don't see them all together.
And I try. I promise. I try. Like, okay, I'm gonna watch Chicago because my friends are talking about. I'm gonna watch, and then I'll turn it on and see something else. and watch something else.
So you've seen bits and pieces.
No.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Never. I don't know how is it.
Okay.
Never even started. So.
All right.
I'm trying to find.
To be fair, I've never seen it either. So
oh,
there
that's
you go.
good. I don't.
But I'm not a big musical guy.
Okay, I am. I like music.
You're a musical guy.
Yeah. Yes. That's me.
Right. Okay. What's next?
Okay. Oh my God. People call me dumb, but okay. I never watched Dr. Zhivago.
Yeah, I get that. I watched it once. It's too long. It's a really long movie.
But I don't mind long movies. See, I don't
you love
mind
Gone with the Wind.
musicals. I don't like.
Well, you love Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind, of course. I watched like
this is about the same length.
I don't mind. I never had the opportunity. I think that's the reason.
Well, look, you're a mom. Where are you going to get 4 hours to sit and watch a movie?
I know, right?
I'm amazed you have 15 minutes to record this podcast. So.
I know. Well, but you gave me a good idea. Mom needs to rest. Get away. I'm going to watch the movie.
That's right.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. It's a movie that I read about it a little bit, but I never had the interest.
You can read the book.
Me see it and... Yeah, maybe the book. Mm-hmm. If I cannot watch the movie, do you
read the book.
I don't think I have time to watch.
Yeah, in about 4 years, you'll finish the book.
Of course. Yeah. They will do the sequel. So
I watched it once, and honestly, it's not... It was worth watching once, and yeah.
So the next one is like, okay, they stamp that I am dumb. But I did not dumb, but like, everybody talks about this movie. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's so cool. It's like a cult movie, if you're talking about, you're so smart. It's The Godfather.
You've never seen The Godfather?
Oh, see, I knew it.
Well, no. Enrique hasn't seen it either. So.
I knew it. And there's a reason.
Okay.
Everybody watch. I don't need to watch anymore. I know this story.
That's fair, but you don't because because the first and the second are, even if you don't like all the mafia and stuff like that, it's worth watching, and you like the actors. So
I like it. There is a comment like that is they want to do something similar. What's the name? I forgot the name. That they go to therapy, like the whole mafia goes to therapy.
Analyze This?
I think so, right? That was funny. So that was
I think the key, what we found, the key to a lot of these are movies that are too long. But The Godfather doesn't bother me because I think it's amazing. I can watch both of them in a row.
Okay.
It's like 5 hours. But like Dr. Zhivago, stuff like that, they're too long for people to sit through. So you're not willing to invest the time in something that you don't know. Like you'd invest 90 minutes, right? On pretty much any movie, even if it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But you're not going to invest 3 hours if you're not sure. So.
Yeah, and everybody saw it. And, like I said, when I say I never watch, oh my God! Yeah, there you go.
No, but look, everyone.
I watched Titanic. I regret, but I watched.
So you should have taken that 3 hours and watched The Godfather.
I know.
But, that's okay. But is this one you're
never... gonna look, like with less colors now.
Is it one that you will never see, or would you like to watch one day?
Opportunity to see it.
Okay, but you'd like to watch one day.
Yes.
Okay.
One day when I'm
you're
old and
in a nursing home and you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, doing my crochet and stuff.
I'll bring you the DVD one of those years. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the other one that I never saw watched it or saw it, whatever. Which was the correct? Correct me.
Either way is fine. For this purpose, it's fine.
Sophia's Choice.
Oh, Sophie's Choice?
Yes.
Yeah,
I couldn't. That I would cry my eyes out.
Oh, look. The name Sophie's Choice is in your vernacular. Like, people say, like, if you have a hard decision to make.
Oh, really?
I would say, it's like making Sophie's Choice.
Oh, really?
It's turned into a saying.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Because she has to pick between which child is going to...
So that one I was about to watch.
Yeah.
And
I don't think you can handle that.
And they put everything, and I was reading, the snippet of the movie, and there was like, holy, no, I cannot watch that. So I just, no.
But you watch Schindler's List.
I watch a lot of,
so I think you can handle this.
Dramas, like real life dramas. But I don't know, it's a mom, I'm a mom, and there's, I would cry for a week. So...
Okay, that's fair. That's a good one.
Okay. So the other one that I didn't watch, but there's one I want to watch, is Fight Club.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. So it's funny. Enrique was just talking about this one. This one she hasn't seen, but it's kind of like
That's so, because I was in Brazil, and...
you like weird movies, too, and this is a weird movie.
I know. Yeah. So my friends, I was supposed to do Krav Maga with them, right? Krav Maga, like that fight.
Okay.
That is very violent.
Wait, what is it?
It's a defense. I don't know which country that they have. Krav Maga.
Oh, yes. Yes, I know.
So Yeah, I don't want to say wrong. I don't want to explain wrong.
Yeah.
So
which is big in Brazil, mixed martial arts.
So I don't know. So this conversation we're talking about, and then my friend was like, "Did you watch Fight Club?" And I was like, "No, I'm not watching this movie. It's like Rocky and those fights."
No, it's not like Rocky.
No, exactly. Yeah. And they like, it's not. They're so frustrated because it's not. It's just terrible title.
Rocky's way better.
No, but it's like that short guy that fights Van Damme. When you say
the short guy that fights.
When you say Fight Club, it goes like my brain just shifts to him,
so
I'm like, no,
like kickboxer and
exactly. And then he was like, no, you need to. It's not about that.
No, it's not like that at all.
So yes, I'm curious. So now I'm gonna watch.
Well, you like psychological movies, and this is definitely one of those.
So yes, I will try my best to watch. This one I want to watch.
There's one that I saw it once and never again. It was good, but yeah.
So the next one that I never watched, and I'm gonna get like what again?
Well, look, you already said The Godfather, so I don't think I can.
You're disappointed.
No. A lot of people haven't seen it.
Oh my God, you're gonna walk away and not say goodbye.
This is why we do this, because it's very interesting.
So the next one is Grease.
I believe that. I've only seen it a couple times.
Thank you. Okay, I never saw it.
The two musicals.
I never watched it.
But I think you probably enjoy it.
It has nothing to do with musicals. I just never watched it.
Okay, but I think you probably like that more than you would like Chicago. Just because of the era. The music's probably better in Grease. I know the music's better in Grease.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why I don't watch it. And it's there on my list. And I look, and they're like, nah. I just skipped another.
That might be one where, I've been with that with movies. You keep skipping and skipping, and then when you finally watch it, you really like it. And you're like, why did I keep skipping it? So maybe that'd be like one.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Everybody watched it already, so I'm like, okay, it won't make a difference for me.
Probably
I just ask the people, like, how is it?
Hey, you haven't seen The Godfather, that's fine.
You don't read the book, you don't watch the movie, so the next step is like, give me the goodies from the movie.
Well, just listen to the soundtrack.
Okay, so that's Grease. And then the other one, it is Jaws.
You've never seen Jaws?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm going to hell because of the movies.
Not at all.
No, I don't like Jaws. I don't like, what's his name?
Steven Spielberg?
Did with the sharks. I don't like the message. It's not my movie. It's not my type of movie. And
but the original Jaws with Richard Dreyfuss and Roy Scheider.
I don't know. It's just, I think it's stupid. Why I don't see any difference. I saw snippets of the movie, like passing by and look, and I was like, okay, I know this. But there are others that are as good as, and I don't know, Jaws got all these.
Yeah, but Jaws was like the first. That's why. And it was
and
groundbreaking.
Then all the sharks got like, they're the worst. Enemy of the man.
Okay,
because
have you seen Sharknado?
Come on, that is terrible movie.
Everybody
needs to watch.
Yes, you've seen it.
But that you're not taking any. I don't know. You know what's gonna happen. They are terrible actors. The thing is flying around. It's just stupid. Like Jaws, I don't think as a classic. I don't think it's gonna add anything.
Most people would
me.
Disagree.
Well,
it was a book first.
I don't care. I'm giving you my opinion.
That's fine. And this is why I have you on.
You're rolling your eyes at me like
I'm not.
3 movies. Like Danielle, you're dumb. Look.
This is exactly the reason why I wanted to do this podcast, because I find it fascinating what people haven't seen, and so that's why it's fun.
I don't like. It's not my thing to watch Jaws. And okay, I know the story already because everybody watched. It's super cool. Oh, I'm smart to watch Jaws.
No, it has nothing to do with being smart.
I don't like the message that was passed at the time and how terrified people.
Sure.
Got it. With sharks, and it's still the stigma today. Not that I'm friends with sharks that will go in the ocean. Hello, no. But it is like,
I figured you had seen it because you like horror movies, and this is kind of a subtle horror movie.
Yeah, I don't think so. There is one better. Like, it's very clever.
Piranha?
It's terrible. Oh, there are two. But Anaconda.
Yeah, you watch that crap.
I watched. Oh, no, there is one that you don't even know what is in the lake. That is the best. You go there, you die, and no one, at the end, you still don't know what is eating people. I didn't watch Jaws. I'm not gonna watch it. Okay. No one will talk with me anymore. No, my Facebook like no more friends on Instagram.
From now on, every time I introduce you, the theme song for you will be dun dun.
Oh, that's stupid song. Okay. So next one, it is. Oh wait, I need to cross the thing. So it's two: The Lion King and Bambi.
Okay, you haven't seen those two.
Yeah, because it's sad. There's no way I'm gonna watch something that is really sad. I'm gonna cry my eyes out. I know the Lion King, the dad dies. That's
it. Does. No.
And it's super sad.
That didn't bother me as much as
Bambi. My niece and my nephews, like years ago, they're watching. Then I was passing by, they're crying. And I was like, why? And they get in the room and they're crying. Oh, because I don't know the name, Simba. I don't know what's the name of the dad. Died. And I was like, and I look at it was a super sad scene. I was like, okay, bye. Be crying. I'm not watching.
And then Bambi, everyone
so
knows
emotional.
that Bambi's mom dies.
I know, so of course, Disney almost always kill one of the parents or both.
That's not true. Well, back in the day they did. Back in the day, the Disney movies were a lot more harsh.
Oh,
like you've seen Dumbo.
Cinderella, Snow White.
Did you see Dumbo?
Sleepy Beauty. The moms are all dead. Like, come on, what they have against the mom?
Well, there you go. Blame Walt Disney. Well, no, actually blame fairy tales in general. But Dumbo, Dumbo's mom gets taken away. So
I know. Why they do that? It's for kids. You teach
different
kids
era
stuff.
Different era. This is during World War II.
I'm kidding. No, it's classics. It's cute movies, but I don't have. I cannot see that because they get very emotional. They don't move on. They go on and on the thing.
Yeah.
And no,
I would have been perfectly happy never seeing Old Yeller. Dude, that was an old Disney movie. It's about the boy and his dog. Oh, yeah? The dog gets rabies and they have to kill the dog.
Oh, boy.
So that scars you forever.
Okay.
But if I had known that, I would have never watched a stupid movie.
Okay. So next one. And it's like a surprise even for myself. And you understand why. Is
nothing can shock me anymore.
I cannot say the words. Is Pirates of
the Caribbean? I've never seen that either. And because you love Johnny Depp.
I love he's going to be my husband in the next life. But I cannot stand that movie. It's stupid.
I've never seen him either.
There's a bunch, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I don't know how they procreate like that.
Because they make a ton of money.
Okay, anyway, I go when I take my kids to Disneyland, I pass by and I look. I don't understand anything what's going on, but
so the ride that was my favorite ride when I was growing up. But I just heard this was very interesting. Do you know who originally they wanted to play Captain Jack Sparrow?
No,
Michael Keaton.
Really?
Yeah, because he kind of had that. Beetlejuice. He's kind of got that crazy and pirate vibe. Anyway, he obviously didn't want to do it. So yeah. Good.
Because, Johnny Depp is the best.
Yeah, but you haven't even seen the movie, so who cares?
It doesn't matter. He's there. No, I didn't watch. It's not. It is my type of movie. People even say that, and I would love to. Mm-hmm. And then they start doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. I'm not watching.
Yeah.
No. It's on my
That's on my list too. So good pick.
Oh my god, you copy my list.
Oh yeah.
So and my last one, because this list finally got to an end.
Yes.
What Godfather?
Yes.
It's Avatar.
I've never seen that either. That's on my list. Yeah.
I've never seen that, and I'm not gonna watch that.
That's the type of movie. If you missed it in the theaters, because it's supposed to be the most amazing visual experience ever, why watch it? Why watch it on your TV?
No, there's that movie from Discovery. Mm-hmm. I think it's Discovery or something. It's Live.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was you want to watch a nice experience in IMAX, 3D.
Exactly.
Those are the amazing. You see the animals. Avatar, I cannot even imagine why it's...
And there's another one that's way too long, too. I didn't bother to see it.
So. Yes, it was too long. Yeah. It was too much. And those blue people, I don't get it.
Same director that did Titanic, so there you go. Exactly. And The Terminator.
Exactly. So no, I'll pass. And this one, I'm not watching.
So those last two, great picks because they were both on my list.
Yeah, but not Godfather and
Jaws. Are you kidding?
Jaws.
You're off the podcast.
I am so sorry.
No, but this is good because I wanted to hear what people would like to see and what people are never going to see. So this is good. Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome.
All right, we're back with Samantha. Welcome back.
Thank you. you.
So this is a fun one because this is where we get to find out what people haven't seen and don't want to see, or maybe they haven't seen it and they do want to see it down the road. But everyone's been all over the map, and so there's no judgments here. I won't go like, what? But I may. So depending on what you pick, we'll see where this goes. So
we briefly got into this discussion off the air. And
that's right.
One of mine was very shocking.
To me, but to Lindley it wasn't. She understood. For me, it's one of my favorite movies, so that's why.
Yeah, because I've never seen the Blues Brothers.
Right.
And it's something that's always brought up, I think, in this podcast.
It is.
And it's, one of your tops. And I think I just missed it in terms of generation and general interest.
Yes.
So.
Which is fine because, a lot of these comes down to, are you really interested in it? Or length. Like, some people aren't willing to invest the time in a movie that's 2.5 hours or 3 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I need to see the Blues Brothers. Maybe I will try and find it, and that'll be a homework assignment for me.
Well, you can also listen to our podcast where we discuss the soundtrack and see if you get into it. But yes, that's always fun too.
I'm gonna open a tab on my computer, and I'm gonna see if I can stream it somewhere.
Nice.
We'll look into it.
Or if you want to borrow the DVD, I can loan it out to you.
Yeah, and it's just I don't know. I think it was just I was not there at the time, or didn't grow up around like maybe people who liked that type of movie. I don't know, because I'm a big comedy fan.
Right,
so.
And you like Saturday Night Live, as we discussed. So I got into it because of my parents.
Okay.
And so if your parents weren't into it, then you could have missed out on it too.
Yeah, I just don't know. It's one that always I knew what it was, and it's like, oh, they're the guys who wear the Ray-Bans.
That's right. And they're in the suits. Yeah.
I just never saw it.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one.
Yeah, that was when we started chatting. That was definitely one I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, it was really funny because Samantha was like, we were talking about the Blues Brothers, I think to Lindley or someone else, and then this subject came up, and you're like, well, I haven't seen that. I'm like, perfect, we're going to talk about this.
Have recorded it.
I know, that was a fun conversation.
It came off better in that context.
Yeah.
So Blues Brothers for sure.
Yes.
And
I remember we were talking about, you were just saying, because I was going through my list of what I hadn't seen. You're like, and you call yourself a movie expert, and then it turned into this. It was very fun back and forth.
What did you say? Yeah. I don't remember.
Like I hadn't seen like Braveheart or any of the Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, and Pirates of the Caribbean.
None of the modern
classics. That's great.
Well, also to add, though, I actually have never sat through and watched all the Lord of the Rings movies.
There you go.
So, it was another one I think of like place and time.
Yes.
Like I grew up with Harry Potter and I read them. Whereas Lord of the Rings was just a little too much for me. Like I couldn't get into the world.
Right.
The world of Lord of the Rings did not interest me. And
so was it the same thing for The Hobbit? Because they're kind of
I actually went and saw the first Hobbit in theaters with friends. It was like one of those midnight premieres. So I was like, I'll go see it, but I didn't really know what was going on.
Right.
I knew who Frodo is.
Right. Did you enjoy it at all? Or?
It was fine. Yeah. It was fine, but also I think the other thing that always turned me off from Lord of the Rings, like one, it didn't appeal. It just seemed too dorky for me.
It all comes out here. Yeah.
But they're also too long.
They are. They're way too long.
I never wanted to be like, oh, let's rent the DVDs and sit down and watch these for 4 hours. No. But my best friend would absolutely hate me right now because they're her favorite series and she owns them all and we'll just like watch them all day. But I just can't.
Not for you.
So, but yeah, no Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Did do the Harry Potters. I think like a lot of those popular series, I feel like I've fallen out of interest. Like I think kind of like you, I just haven't I haven't wanted to.
Yeah.
Like you never wanted to watch Harry Potter. No. Like I haven't seen any of those new series. Like
did you see all the Twilight stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, there's all like there's no shame here. Okay, what about that?
By choice.
What about Hunger Games?
Yes, Hunger Games never saw.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
That's one. It's like the newer like book series that got turned into movies, and like I missed the hype.
Yeah.
Initially, and I'm like they don't appeal.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I need to see them. It's not like they're cinematic masterpieces.
No.
I'm not going to go out of my way to watch 4 Hunger Games movies or however many there are. So. And
all these dystopian movies kind of came out around the same time, so it kind of got old. Yeah,
and they all blended together. Yep. There was that other series too that came out around the same time as the Hunger Games.
Yeah, I know.
With the brunette girl.
Yes. Is it Atlas? No.
But
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I'm gonna. It's
yes.
Is it Shailene Woodley? Is she in them?
Maybe.
The Divergent films.
Yes. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
So never
bothered with that one either.
Those dystopian series also not my thing. Like I'm not into the futuristic like sci-fi stuff.
So this brings up a good one. Have you ever seen Blade Runner?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I did. Like when I was younger with my brother. So I have a younger brother. So growing up, I would watch more of the like old like boy movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Type things that I wouldn't typically watch. So. Yeah, but I didn't see the new one.
No, and I didn't really understand the original Blade Runner, so I wasn't gonna.
But yeah, like I've seen like the Terminator movie.
Sure, that one's okay.
Like I have a weird combo of things I have seen that are classics, and then just ones where I haven't gone out of my way.
Right, and you're very much into foreign films and art house films and things like that.
And I like classics. So I was going through the list of. Like the AFI's top 100, and I've actually seen a lot of those. Whereas I think that's oftentimes where people go to be like, oh, well, I've never seen Citizen Kane, or I've never seen like To Kill a Mockingbird. Just looking at random ones, but I've actually seen quite a few of them.
So you, Brian P. and I are like we did the same thing, and we've seen most of those, which is good. So,
I might have mentioned this on this podcast before, but when I was in high school, one of my friends and I actually went through this list one summer, and we would like try and find all the DVDs in the library, and we rented them, and we would watch them.
Yeah, that's basically what I did too.
That was summer for me.
Once Netflix had pretty much everything, I buy all these, the top whatever movies you have to see and just go through them.
Yeah, it's fun. And like I saw Citizen Kane.
Yep.
I didn't understand the hype. It was a good film, but why is it number one? Sure.
My thing, it was always at the time, Orson Welles was so young, and he wrote and directed it, and I think that played into it, but it also kind of killed his career too.
Yeah, so it was unlike, I think, a lot of other movies at the time, and it was... The acting was great. But from our perspective, it's like, okay.
Yeah, and I'd rather watch something a little bit more entertaining of the era. So,
not as depressing and melodramatic.
But it's worth seeing, and I don't. So I kind of talked to Lindley about this. Like, did you get in? Because you're kind of a film. You like film a lot. Did you watch all the Bergman films and the Fellini films and kind of those ones that everyone tells you kind of have to see?
Some here and there. Not all the Fellini movies. That's still on my like bucket list. So I've talked to you about this before, but there's this subscription I have called Filmstruck, and it has all the Criterion films and just like classic movies. So I have a huge queue right now. I added all the Fellini movies they have, and some kind of like more modern classics on there that I haven't seen, but I tried. I was really into like French movies for a long time, so I did watch a lot of those, like the 400 Blows and other, like I think that's the first one that comes to mind. But I think I still need to watch more kind of like classic foreign films.
So like, have you seen like The Seven Samurai? That's a good one.
Did you see that one? Yeah. Who directed that?
He's a famous Japanese director. I can't think of his name, but yes.
That's a whole other genre to go into too. They have a bunch of they have a huge list of Japanese movies on that.
Did you see M with Peter Lorre? It was a German film. He's basically like a child kidnapper, and they catch him and kind of put him on this trial it's like an underground trial.
No.
Yeah. So
I've seen pictures from it though.
Yeah, really good movie.
Yeah. When did that come out? Like in the
31,
30s?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a Fritz Lang movie.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's on Criterion, so they might even be on that.
Okay. Yeah. And
I think a lot of the silent films too. Like I haven't seen a lot of those. Like I've seen obviously a lot of the Chaplin films and Buster Keaton and like Birth of a Nation. Even though it's the subject matter.
Oh, have you seen that?
Oh yeah, I just because I wanted to watch because at least the film of it. Like how they film things. Like if you can get past like the subject matter, it's actually kind of a cool like the way they filmed it back in the early teens. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really long movie too. So.
I know. There's like so many things to watch.
I know.
In so little time. But
so, what were the other ones on your list that you came up with?
I was trying to think about like themes of stuff that I haven't really seen because you could talk forever about. If we go back into like old movies,
sure.
But it's like I know I'll get around to watching them, whereas there's some like I'll never watch, but.
So have you seen all the films from your favorite actors and actresses? So like you've obviously seen all the Audrey Hepburn movies?
I've seen all of them, but...
Wait Until Dark?
The one... Is it that one?
The one she's blind?
I have not seen the blind one, and
good,
I have not seen the one... Doesn't she play a nun?
Yeah, the nun story, I think. Yeah, that's good.
No, wait, actually, I think I did see that one finally.
You've seen Charade, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I love Charade.
Yeah, Charade's great.
But I think it was like her last couple that I never...
Yeah, Wait Until Dark I think came out in 1967.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I think I've done pretty well in terms of actors. I think, what was I trying to say? Oh,
for classic films?
About like trends. I haven't seen a lot of the like Holocaust movies.
Sure,
like
yes.
super sad movies.
Yeah.
I was looking through and I still haven't seen Schindler's List.
Okay, there's a few people have mentioned that. Yeah.
And I've always wanted to, but I'm just like, I don't feel like it.
I didn't see Life is Beautiful, the famous Roberto Benigni film. I didn't see that. Didn't interest me at all.
Yeah, a lot of kind of like really dark. Like I do like kind of dark, creepy movies, but kind of just like dark dramas.
Right.
I haven't really like gotten around to. I've never seen Sophie's Choice.
That's funny. Danielle brought that one up.
I'm looking at this list.
Everyone knows it though, because that you say that phrase all the time. But yeah, a lot of people don't want to see the movie for obvious reasons, especially if you're a parent. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned that one.
And kind of like a lot of the Deer Hunter. Did I have
you haven't seen the Deer Hunter? Interesting. That's a long movie too.
No, I've never seen it.
That was a one and done for me. It's a good film, but it's long and it's not really inspiring.
Yeah. So I'm. It's just kind of like stuff where I know it's going to be. I know what they're about.
Yeah.
And I know
you're probably not going to be
sad
into it.
And dark, but not like in a way that appeals to me. So it's just like, eh.
So what are the ones that are on your bucket list to watch and you just haven't got around to it yet?
You reminded me of the Italian movies.
Okay.
So that's a big one for me. It's but like you have to be in the right mood.
Yeah.
I want to be able to sit, read the subtitles, focus, and do that. So yeah, that's a big kind of chunk that I want to get more into.
Okay.
And yeah, I think of recent movies that I haven't seen, I kind of just see what I want and I don't
worry about it. Yeah.
I don't worry about it. So for me, it's more of like classics.
Okay.
That I'll watch if I can conveniently get my hands on too. It's like I don't have a DVD player anymore, and so if I can get them online. So now that I have that Filmstruck thing, it's really like opened up a lot of doors for me. I just finally watched one that was on my bucket list for a long time. It's called Chungking Express. It's from it's out of Hong Kong.
Okay.
By the director Wong Kar-wai. I probably butchered that. But he has made a few movies. I think I've mentioned him in this podcast before, but I've seen a couple of his movies called One's Fallen Angels.
Okay.
And it was kind of inspired by like the French New Wave. And then...
which would make sense.
Yeah. And then In the Mood for Love, which I think is one of his famous movies that came out in 2000.
Okay.
It's about like two people who are in love, but like they never they both are married, and he makes very kind of like moody modern movies with really interesting cinematography, and his stuff, some of it's on this new service, so I finally watched Chungking Express a couple weeks ago, and I'm so glad I did. It's like such a great movie, and it's about like, it's kind of two stories in one. They're both involve like policemen and like kind of a dangerous woman, and so they kind of have like classic film like archetypes involved. But they're shot in like 90s Hong Kong, so it's a really cool look. And so that was on my list forever of like movies I hadn't seen, and I just couldn't find it, and so I finally watched that. But
and since your tastes kind of lean towards more hard to get films, it probably is tougher for you to find these, especially streaming. So.
Yeah, so that's kind of my thing. I want to try and definitely see more like foreign movies that I haven't.
Sure.
Because I also like to watch movies that are visually appealing, so I don't really care. I like story, but I like to go for things that are a little more artistic than just like a drama, a classic drama.
Something that's always been done to death.
So it's something that'll actually like give me something to think about. So but I think that's my.
Those are your good ones.
That's my goal, and.
So the takeaway from this is you got to see the Blues Brothers.
I know. I know.
It'll change your life.
All right, we're back with my other brother Brian. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good. So for this week, we're going to talk about famous movies that we have not seen for whatever reason. Could be just never wanted to see this particular movie, or you just haven't gotten around to seeing it. So everyone's had quite an eclectic list. So I'm looking forward.
Mine. I decided because I was looking at lists of I didn't really know how to determine what a famous movie is. I thought about what are the all-time blockbusters? I've probably seen all of those. Yeah. And then what are the the top the AFI list of 100 movies or something like that. I looked at those and I've seen a lot of these movies.
Yeah,
I don't always remember them all, but I've seen
at least once.
I've seen them at least once. So but so then I started what about Oscar movies? Because I know at least recently I haven't seen some of the winners, and I'll probably get to those. But the other, I just went back in time since I've been born. How many of the Best Picture winners have I seen? Okay. I started making a list of the ones I haven't seen. Oh, good. Cool. So I wanted to go with that as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. So the first one was Ordinary People from the 70s.
I think it was 1980, right?
maybe 80.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, 79, 80, something like that. Robert Redford directed.
Yes. A lot of people were upset it won because it beat Raging Bull. It beat Elephant Man.
Yeah, if you look at the other movie, Raging Bull is considered a classic.
Absolutely.
I don't think Ordinary People is as much. I mean, maybe it's well regarded still, but I don't think it's something that I definitely don't I'm not going to go out of my way to see it. No. If it comes up, maybe I'll see it, but it's not I'm against it or really want to see it one way or the other.
I saw it
very indifferent.
I did what you did. I was kind of watching just Oscar movies I hadn't seen. And after the 70s were amazing for Oscar winners. Yeah. And then it kind of is ironic because 1980 started with kind of a dud, and the rest of the 80s were kind of a dud for Oscar winners. Yeah. So
I didn't put The Last Emperor on this, and I might have actually watched that, except maybe fell asleep because it's so freaking long.
It is.
And I think I rented it one time and actually watched it all. And it was okay from what I remember, but I don't remember the movie that much.
I just remember
it being so long.
Is that the one where the kid throws the mouse and kills his mouse off a wall or something like that?
Probably.
Yeah. We watched it in English class in high school, and I think it took literally a week to get through.
If you watch a half hour a day, it's going to take you 2 weeks.
It's going to take a long time.
I think it's a 4-hour movie, isn't it?
It's really
3.5 hours, 4 hours. I don't know. It was kind of insane.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Anyway, so speaking of long movies, I also haven't seen Gandhi, which also won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Early 80s. I know it's well regarded for Ben Kingsley's performance. He won the Best Actor, I think, for that. That's one I might see if it comes on, but it's not it hasn't been high on my list to go back and
that one for years scared me away just because of the length.
Yeah, I think that's.
But when I finally watched it, it's well done, but it's a one and done type of thing.
Yeah. Terms of Endearment.
Same. There's your tearjerker. Yeah,
tearjerker. And all right. And that was Shirley MacLaine and Jack Nicholson.
And Deborah Winger. I think it's Deborah Winger.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
She
was very popular in the early 80s.
She's in a lot of 80s movies.
Yeah.
Out of Africa.
Same thing. That always
no desire to see that movie.
No, me neither.
And it was one of those. I don't know how it won. Maybe there's just not any real competition that year. I don't remember.
Those types of movies do real well with the Oscar voters, but it would never win. But Back to the Future stands the test of time.
Oh yeah. So it was at 85.
Yeah. And so come on, nobody's going to go back to watch Out of Africa a lot.
No. Platoon is one that I want to see, and I probably have seen parts of it here and there. But that I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, that's another one where it's brutal.
Because you got to be in the mood for a brutal war movie.
Yeah,
I think. But that's one that's been on my list, and I just for whatever reason I haven't seen. I've seen Full Metal Jacket. I've seen other movies of the era. I would say like the Vietnam era. Platoon was Vietnam, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why I haven't seen that movie other than it just kind of.
Well, it's kind of like we're about the same age, and so we weren't. I don't even know if we were.
I was too young to see it. Yeah, I was too young to see it when it came out, and then it wasn't one that I went back to see. Even though like I am kind of into war movies, I've watched a lot of World War II movies.
Sure.
And, other Vietnam movies, but I don't know why I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket's an interesting one because the beginning's amazing with the drill sergeant, and then it kind of devolves.
It does. Yeah. That's kind of like Deer Hunter too. Exactly. It's kind of like divided. The movies are divided
totally
between the two.
Absolutely,
the two phases. Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah,
I think it was one of those where like it won the Oscar and it was important because of the race relations.
Sure.
But, I think that it's probably maybe even outdated now, and I don't know that I want to go back and see it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it might be nice.
Yeah. I was interested simply because of Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I mean he's great. Yeah, I love Morgan Freeman. Yeah. So maybe I'll see it sometime. But it's definitely not like high on my list to go.
It's interesting. Jessica Tandy was so popular later in her career. Yeah. Between that and Batteries Not Included, and she was in a lot of movies.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Cocoon, right?
Cocoon too. Absolutely, her and her husband. So
I think. I don't know if it was even nominated, but I think Glory was out that year.
Yes,
89,
that's a great
I thought
movie.
that was a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was even up for Best Picture. But
no. There's another one we watched in, I think it was history class.
Yeah, no, I think I saw Glory in history class too, U.S. history.
Really well
in high
done.
School.
Yeah, it was really great adaptation.
I think I even have the soundtrack to that.
Oh, really? Nice.
English Patient. No, I'm never going to go see that.
Yeah.
One. Just never. Sorry.
Well, we'll talk to Lindley and them with it. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really. I just don't care anything about the subject. I don't know why it won Best Picture. Yep. And I kind of don't care anymore.
No, I'm with you. Never saw it. Never going to see it. Yeah.
And similarly, A Beautiful Mind.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. Don't really care to. Mm-hmm. It might be okay. I don't know. Like it's not like I'm not too. Like maybe with the exception of like English Patient and Out of Africa, like all these, like I probably wouldn't mind seeing them at some point. Mm-hmm. I probably wouldn't want to see Ordinary People either. I don't really care, but
I think the only thing Ordinary People has going for it is it's not super long like some of these.
So if it comes on, I can sit through.
Exactly, you can invest an hour and a half, or
All right, I'll keep that in mind if I ever.
Because that's the thing. I mean, 3-hour movies are going to scare you away.
I mean, if it's unless like. Okay, if it's Ben-Hur and you don't want a ton of Oscars, like you'll sit through it and maybe try and figure out why it was so popular, at least at the Oscars. But if it's something like, like the Oscars screw up a lot of time.
They do.
Why did Crash win?
Yeah, that was I remember sitting in the theater like, why am I here?
Yes, like it was okay, but I didn't know. I didn't think it was a Best Picture nominee, let alone a winner. No. So okay, Anyway, so they screw up once in a while. And the artist I remember. Mm-hmm. I think that was really well adored that year, but I watched it and I think I fell asleep through like 90% of the movie and then woke up. I saw the first 10 minutes and last 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, what happened? Oh, well.
The best part's the dog. The dog's great. I love that dog. But the movie's like, it's definitely not an Oscar caliber movie. Yeah.
It's like,
sometimes I think.
It's one of those like Hollywood's too in love with itself.
Exactly.
Like, they're too in love with their own history.
And they like something that was a retro type thing.
Yeah.
Silent black and white movie. Yeah.
Anyway, that's my list. I don't know. Do you have any?
No, that's a great one.
Have there been common?
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought the English Patient because I've never seen that and never going to see it. I've seen most of the movies you brought up. Though.
Okay. Well, that's why you have your own podcast.
There you go. No, you're going to hear the ones I didn't pick, but I'll briefly go. I've never seen a Lord of the Rings movie. Never seen Harry Potter.
If you're not into it, then
I'm not.
Yeah.
And Yeah, so a lot of that, the fantasy sorcery stuff has never resonated with me. And they're really long, too, so that kind of...
Yeah, if you're not into it to begin with, it's hard to justify going back.
Yeah. And then Avatar. Avatar, I've never... that one was like, well, everyone's like, you have to see it in the theater. And then once it was out of the theaters, I'm like, I don't want to watch it. So.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen it on video since then, and it's hard for me to even imagine how they... I could see it, like it's set up, there are going to be more of them. But
sure.
I think he's going to make 4 more.
Oh, really?
No, jeez. What?
That'll be the rest of his career then.
Basically, yeah. I think and they're filming them back to back. I don't know, but so there's more to come from Avatar. You have 4 more movies to avoid.
Well, and then the 2 that I probably would want to see, but I just haven't for whatever reason, is Gladiator and Braveheart. So I just
2 movies I really like. I'm not sure like Gladiator was Best Picture worthy, other than it was like a throwback to like I don't know, what's the one? Spartacus.
Yes.
Some other movies of the 60s or 50s or something like that. Braveheart was one of my favorite movies ever for a while. Then, Mel Gibson kind of ruined it a little bit. His action shenanigans. Yes. So it's harder to appreciate that movie as much, but it's still like the movie itself is one of my, is a really good movie.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. It's long though.
Yeah, and I think that's what has always scared me.
I think what's good about it, though, is that if you are into war movies, I mean, it's a medieval war movie, so it's very brutal. But like the movie is punctuated enough, like where you have drama and then there's a battle and then there's drama and then a battle. So I think it's spaced evenly enough where there's something happening that keeps you engaged in it. At least for me. And again, that's the one where I will definitely eventually check out, as opposed to I'm probably never going to watch it. That one's good if you can get like a surround sound.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know. Those are. I would recommend those 2 anyway.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. As always, thank you so much, Brian.
Thanks.
If you enjoyed this podcast and are an iTunes user, please do the show a favor and head on over to the official iTunes page for Damn Good Movie Memories. Be sure to leave a rating and a review. This will allow the show to appear higher in the algorithm and spread the joy of this podcast to the masses. If you are not an iTunes user, you can still listen and subscribe on Podbean at damngoodmoviememories.podbean.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook under our Damn Good Movie Memories page. You can also listen to a limited number of episodes on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and be sure to tune in next week for an all-new episode of Damn Good Movie Memories.
I am Dr. Fuck.
And I'm the Absol Alcoholic.
And we are part of the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
We are the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
That's right. And the way you can check us out is we are on iTunes and also Podbean. And we forgot a review recently. I got this review right here. It says, Rock and Metal Combat Podcast is the greatest podcast in the world, and it's my #1 podcast, signed by Science. Now, and then Science also said, my second favorite podcast is It Doesn't Matter, the rest suck. Rock and Metal Combat Podcast on iTunes and Podbean. Check it out.
Science! Are you ready for the hottest new podcast out there? Check out the Vieira Vault, featuring none other than Dr. Fuck Ralph Vieira. You will hear personal stories and personal songs from the vault. There ain't nothing else like it. The one, the only, the original Vieira Vault on Podbean, Stitcher.com, and iTunes.
Spreaker.
God damn it.